Hey folks, and welcome back to West Yorkshire Retro Gamer. It's new players time again, and it feels a while since we last talked about this. The last one was Lucas Perry, and it feels like we've had him an age. And this one's not exactly a secret to fans. It was pretty well documented that Leeds United were interested in the free transfer of former Everton striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and it has recently, literally just within a few minutes ago, been officially announced on the Leeds United website. And I only bring these player transfer videos out once they have been confirmed on the Leeds website and not by some journalist or some other site. I'm always of the opinion, don't believe it until you see it. So, welcome Dominic. Let's talk a little bit about him and see what he might be able to offer Leeds. So, as you can see, 28-year-old, ticks the 49ers box. 6'2", ticks the 49ers box. That running trend seems to be a genuine thing, doesn't it? Yorkshire born, I don't think that can be a bad thing. You know, not Leeds born, but you know, at least he knows what it is to be Yorkshire, and I think that counts for a little bit. Obviously started his youth career at Sheffield United and played a few games for them, making his debut and appearing 11 times. He then had a couple of loan spells, Stalybridge Celtic and Northampton Town, where he got used to men's football and started to bag a few goals. His time at Everton obviously is the main part of his career. I think he'll have to go down as certainly a modern day Everton legend, because he's been there that long, and you know, he's had his troubles, there's no doubt. He's had some seasons where he's been unavailable, but you can't discredit the longevity that he's had there. And that includes a lot of Premier League experience, because Everton haven't been relegated since the Premier League was formed. So, as you can see there, a whopping 240 games of Premier League experience, and this is probably Calvert-Lewin's biggest asset that he brings to Leeds United. He brings an absolute shed load of Premier League experience, and this will help the squad. So let's break down his goal tally a little bit more. Not to mention as well that he has been capped by the England team before now as well, so he does bring that to the table. He's probably nowhere near that level at the moment, but who knows? We've seen players older than him get into England squad before now, just by showing that little bit of good form and scoring goals and things like that. So let's have a look. So when he made his debut for Sheffield United, it was actually when Sheffield United were back in League One. Now, that feels a time ago, doesn't it? He didn't get any goals in that time. His loan with Stalybridge Celtic was actually in the Conference North, so he did learn his trade very low down, but that's not a bad thing. Very prolific there, 6 goals in 5 games, and bearing in mind this is going back to the 14-15 season, so very much a kid back then. And then stepped up a couple of levels to League 2, where he got 5 goals in 20 appearances. And then after that, it was straight into the deep end, being signed by Everton and started playing some games. He got 11 games in the 16-17 season, getting his first goal, I should say. Then it took him a couple of seasons. He had a couple of relatively full seasons, 32 games in the 17-18 season and 35 games in the 18-19 season, getting 4 goals and 6 goals. Then came the time where he started to actually show the kind of player that he can be. So in the 19-20 season, he was able to get 13 goals in 36 games. 2 seasons after, in the 21-22 season, he got 5 in 17. But it's the season in between those two. His best ever goal scoring season, and a pretty good one to be fair. 16 goals in 33 appearances. Very solid return. That kind of return is the return that we would be hoping for. You know, if he could get, say, 15 goals in 30 appearances, you know, something like that, or even just a 1-in-2, you know, even just a 1-in-2 ratio, you know, on a free transfer, it'd be a snip, wouldn't it, really? But you know, throughout those 3 seasons, from 19-20 to 21-22, he's averaging around a goal every 3 games or a goal every 2 games, and that's not bad. So that's the kind of form. The form from those 3 seasons, that's what we're really after. Because after that, the 3 seasons, the 3 most recent seasons, he played 17 games in 22-23, 33 in 23-24, and 26 in 24-25. Now, when you look at it on the face value, you know, it's a 38 game season. If any player is making 30 appearances or more, that's not bad. That's not signs of an injury crisis or an injury problem to me. 26, you know, it's a chunk, isn't it? You know, it's 12 games where you've not been available, so that is a bit of a chunk. The 17 would be a concern. Anything less than 20 appearances for a senior player, and it's like, what's going on there? But at the end of the day, like anything, if his injury issues were that bad, would he have passed his medical? I don't know. I don't know what goes into a medical in terms of the minimum requirements for a player. It is a low risk. You know, there's no transfer fee involved. So, you know, there is a low risk in terms of, you know, a financial point of view. He'll be on decent money, no doubt about that. The guy's still going to hold himself in high regard, isn't he? He'll still see himself as a Premier League striker. And you know, I think he's maybe got a bit of a point to prove. You know, he's coming into a newly promoted side. He has been in a couple of relegation battles with Everton, but they've never been relegated. But he has, you know, Everton have hovered just above that relegation zone on a few of those seasons that he was there. And you know, by all accounts, just putting the league in isolation, 57 goals in 240 games. You know, it's 1 goal every 4.5 games, roughly speaking, isn't it? Which is not amazing for a main number 9 striker. But you have to take each individual season in isolation and break it down that way. You know, even if he scores 10 goals this season, it's not a disaster of a goal return. And you know, I think he could be capable of that. I do have my reservations on the signing. I don't think I don't think there's any indication that it's an exciting signing as such. And with Calvert-Lewin and Lucas Metra, I think we've signed a couple of strikers there who can certainly, fill a void and add some squad depth. But I do feel we need another real proven goal scoring number 9. And hopefully some wingers that are capable of G&A as well. We're still nowhere near the finished article. There is a bit of irony with this signing. Our first match is at Ellen Road against Everton. Now, whether Calvert-Lewin will be fit enough to make the squad for that, I don't know. I assume that the paperwork has all been signed and confirmed in time to register him as a player before the game, because we don't play until Monday. So I think that he, from a regulation point of view, he'd be available. But he's not trained with the team yet. As of recording, maximum he will have had 1 training session. So they may decide to put him on the bench, because obviously Joseph and Gallart have gone out on loan. Bamford's not part of the squad. So you'd expect both Calvert-Lewin and Nemecha to be on the bench, with probably Perrault starting. That would be my estimate, and I could be wrong. Could be totally wrong, but that would be my estimate. As I say, he brings an absolute shed load in terms of his top level experience. I got it wrong with his career total, actually. So his career totals were 68 goals in 276 games. With his total at Everton, I think it is being 240 and 57 in 240. But either way, whichever way you look at it, I mean, again, there's another way of looking at it. If you put all competitions into account, then his career total is 85 in 317. That feels considerably closer to 1 in 3, which is then actually pretty good. So yeah, I think this is going to come down to how he adapts to playing under Daniel Farke. I think it also comes down to how he adapts with his teammates, being in a completely different environment. He's been at Everton for so long now. This is a new challenge for him, and it will feel a bit different for him. But the good thing is that he is used to playing in front of a big crowd. Goodison Park was a similar attendance to Ellen Road, or capacity, I should say. Still a northern environment as well. He's played under lots of different managers. Well, I say lots of, actually probably not that many, because he would have played under the regime where David Moyes originally came in, wouldn't he? So he's probably not played under that many managers, because Everton haven't had that many. They've had a couple since Moyes, and then Moyes has come back, hasn't he? But yeah, so he'll have played under a couple of different managers. He'll have played in lots of different team lineups. That's something to consider. He's been there that long. He'll have seen lots of players come and go. So the new environment and the new squad and new teammates, I think he will be able to adapt to that. It'll just feel a bit weird seeing Calvert-Lewin not in a blue Everton shirt, won't it? But hey, like any other player, they're going to get my backing, and I wish Dominic the very best at Leeds United, and let's hope that he brings his best game. Let's hope he can score some goals and help the team to get points. We just need to stay up this season, and the one thing that can't be argued with Calvert-Lewin is his Premier League experience. That is a lot of games. I'll just reel it off again. In terms just of his Premier League: 11, 32, 35, 36, 33. See, that was a good period, wasn't it? From 17-18 season up to 2021, he consistently made over 30 appearances. That's good. A pair of 17s, then back to 33 again, and then 26. So he's actually had one season where he's made appearances in the 20s. Just looking at this, I wonder if his injury record's not as bad as people have been making it out to be. I don't know. Guess time will tell. But yeah, we'll leave it at that, folks. As I say, I'm trying to keep these player profile videos, as short as I can. So we'll leave it at that. But yep, let's hope that Dominic Calvert-Lewin can do the business for us. Had to abbreviate his name in the green caption box in the bottom right there, because when I put his full name of Dominic, it it just looked daft. So there we go. Anyway, big thank you for watching. Enjoy the game on Monday. I'd take a draw. I'd love us to win it, but if we draw, I don't think it's a disaster. Just don't lose. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Please give the video a like, and do please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. In the meantime, enjoy. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.